I'd like to move on to Governor. We talked about the fiscal responses. From the central bank point of view, we saw central bank coming forward to facilitate some of the international funding coming through. But also, Governor, if you could very briefly give us a sense of how the central bank is responding to some of the immediate requirements. And later on in the conversation, we'll get to the more systemic issues around inflation and so on.
Thank you, Anushka. I think from our point of view, immediate responses that we basically activated is like during the crisis period, as well as earlier this kind of internal shocks like tsunami period. I can remember even that time, immediately activated the assistance for people to make contributions, especially from the external sources, that we activated this mechanism for external kind of Sri Lankans who are willing to support at this point. We immediately opened up these accounts, and we see now people are contributing through those accounts, plus the government Bank of Ceylon account for the local and even international donors and supporters who can contribute. That's the immediate response. In addition, what I see in this kind of situation, what is important to prepare this kind of shocks. For example, even this year we had this Liberation Day external shock that was unexpected. So we had some plans. Likewise, this internal shock, climate-related shock, we had even in the past. What is most important that we have been talking about to face this kind of shock is the important part is to build sufficient buffers from the overall macro situation, from the fiscal, monetary, external. This is the opportunity, even from the banking sector, for us to use those buffers. This is the reason why we build these buffers, for us to be used at this kind of event, not to use that under normal circumstances. I know from the treasury side, the government is in a very comfortable situation, especially in the short-term relief in terms of fiscal buffers. And from our side, external sector, compared to where we were in terms of external resource, we are in a much better position now. In case if we are to support, we have sufficient reasonable buffers. From the monetary side, we are willing to provide any liquidity support to the banking system, that we are ready to support if there's any need. I don't see last couple of days we haven't seen that. And also from the banking side, stability, where the capital buffers, liquidity buffers in terms of even profits from the banking side, build sufficient buffers. So now banking sector is ready to support and give relief for the people who have been affected. I think we are ready with all the necessary buffers in place. Now is the time for us to use those buffers to support and basically smoothen out the impact of this kind of shock to the overall economy.
Thank you, Governor.